Okay, what's up? What's up? I think we're live. Just want to make sure. I'm going to open this chat. See if we can get this chat going. I should download it actually. Let's download this. Oh, that's big. Keep chat open down here. So if anyone wants to say anything, they can say what's up. All right, so today we're going to be talking. Let me just hear myself real quick. Hello. Okay. Today we're going to be talking analytics. So let me just do a quick intro, real quick. So this is Marketing 101 podcast, and I'm calling it season 2, so we can kind of just start fresh. It's going to be a little bit different format than what we've previously been doing. We're essentially going to have the podcast, I think, 6 days a week. And what we're going to be doing is each day is going to have a different topic. And, we're just going to take that time to like really teach within, a 20-minute, 30-minute episode, like everything we know about that topic, and then when we run out of time, the next week, like we'll just keep going. So it's just going to be like a running draft of like everything we know about marketing. Instead of today's analytics, I'm not sure what tomorrow is. I think tomorrow's tech. So it's following kind of a non tech to tech conversation throughout the week. So Monday starts off with just branding, and then Tuesday we talk about sales. Wednesday we talk about traffic. Thursday we talk about analytics. Friday we talk about tech, and then Saturday we talk about what we learned that previous week. So today we're going to be talking analytics. What is analytics? Analytics is nothing more than a fancy term for numbers. Most people in their businesses are already tracking analytics, but they're just not doing it digitally, right? So, they're tracking their books and stuff like that. That's pretty much the same thing, except for analytics is just a digital term for numbers. So, when we're talking analytics, what we're talking about typically is website data. Most people will be referring to like their Google Analytics, which is a free enterprise style analytics tool that Google puts out. Um, Most Fortune 500 companies actually use this as their primary analytics tool. So it's very powerful in terms of what it can do. And it's actually pretty user friendly. It's really straightforward in terms of installation and getting it going. Uh, you know, Parsing out the data and stuff like that takes a little bit more work and education, but in terms of getting it going, it's pretty easy. So there's website analytics, but there's also a video analytics, page analytics. It can really be anything, anywhere that you're running some type of traffic to, and whatever that traffic is doing, that analytics is going to tell you that essentially. So a lot of people will track their social media analytics in terms of likes and followers, and that used to be a relevant way of gauging it previously, but as we can see with the drop of like organic reach, it's not really a relevant way to track analytics anymore. But there are still some tools that you can use. Facebook gives you a tool on most business pages that allow you to track pretty much anything that's going on in terms of analytics, page traffic, engagement, likes, comments, shares. Let me just look at mine real quick because I think my traffic has actually been going up in the last couple of weeks. Let's see. So if we go to here and go to insights, so you go to your business page, and up on the top tab you'll see insights. For those of you listening, I'm sharing my screen right now as we look at our analytics. So if we look, there's actually a lot of stuff that they give us access to, and this is just the business page. This isn't even talking like the actual analytics. So anywhere essentially you have a presence on the internet, you can potentially get some analytics. Um, this is it. Analytics is another term for data. So there are some tools that not only show you what's going on, but also hold on to that data and for a certain amount of time. Other tools only show you what's going on. So for actually, this isn't even a good example because Facebook actually gives you access to like every little uptick here. That's a person that you can target with an ad, which is actually pretty cool. But I'm trying to think of a platform where you can measure the analytics, but you can't really do anything with the data. I don't really know of any, but I know they're out there. Uh, so I'm thinking like in terms of like if you put a pixel on a link, but that doesn't really make any sense. So anyways, yeah, it's you get the data, right? It's not just you're measuring the traffic and seeing the numbers. It's not just the data being presented to you, but that's data that you get to use going forward in terms of advertising. So you can use that data to optimize your advertising insights. So the thing is the way this works now, and we'll talk about this a little bit more on Tech Fridays too, but uh, these all work off of pixels, right? And so a pixel it's just a internet term for an analytics measurement tool, right? So Google has one, Facebook has one, Twitter has one, LinkedIn has one, um, Reddit has one. Any place that is offering some type of insight, they usually have an analytics tool. And how these tools work is they essentially put a cookie on each person that visits the browser. And that's why, if you'll notice that most of the time now when you visit a website, they give you that cookie warning. That's because it's saying, hey, we're using analytics tools and tracking, your movements and information. So like please acknowledge that so you can continue. Um, so it uses a cookie. A cookie is just a little piece of a way of identifying who you are, right? And then it's somehow takes takes that information and parses it out into all this nice spreadsheet like style, and it's referenceable. So the cool thing is let's say you're on Google, right? And somebody found your website through a Facebook post, right? Let's say you want to show them a YouTube video. You can target people specifically that you found through Facebook and show them a YouTube video, and you can say something like, "Hey, did you like we remember when you saw us on Facebook?" And the reason you can do stuff like that is because of these analytics tools. So what they do is a lot of times, especially at platforms like Facebook, where their main business is selling traffic, what they do is they add what's called like UTM, which is it's a way to track a URL. So the thing you click on, it every time you click on let's say an ad, it has a special like key, right, that says where that person is coming from and what ad, typically what ad you clicked on, what campaign that was in, what ad set. And a lot of times, I mean, they can even be device information and stuff like that. So it gets really specific in terms of like data. And the what really matters is um, having these tools before you need them, right? So a lot of people, they want to run ads, and ads optimize off of pixels. So the the only way your ad gets better is if the pixel keeps getting good data, like better data. Um, and most people, like, they, you know, they want to put the pixel on and start running ads and like have it be optimized that day. And it doesn't work like that. It takes data, right? So it's, the game is data, and so that, that's why we're talking today. It's analytics Thursday. But it's not just about uh using the data for, retargeting or anything like that. It's more about understanding the business, right? Understanding the traffic, understanding where your customer is coming from, understanding who your customer is, what type of device they use. The reason you want to know these things is not so you can be disruptive, but so you can work with them, right? Um, you know, they talk about how most of ecom now is moving towards the phone. Well, if you're still showing desktop banner ads to sell your ecom products, um, you're not going where the attention is, and so that's now a form of disruptive advertising. And so refusing to follow the trends that the data is showing, which your analytics will tell you, refusing to follow those trends, is can set your business up for failure. So you want to make sure you have these tools installed, and you want to make sure that you get good at least looking at the information, not necessarily having to do anything with it, but understanding where to go, how to see certain things. So if you ever have questions about, like, where your traffic's coming from, let's say you spent $1,000 on a campaign and you're trying to track where that money went. The only way you're really going to be able to effectively track it is if you have these analytics tools installed. So what I do is, whatever platform I think I'm going to advertise on, as soon as I launch the website, I get the analytics tools installed. So I have a Facebook pixel on there, I have a Google pixel on there, I have a LinkedIn pixel on there, I have a Twitter pixel on there, and I like to use Google Tag Manager to manage all these pixels. So what Google Tag Manager is essentially just a little container that sits on your website that will hold any pixel you want to put in there, and it can do a lot more than just pixels too. It's really cool, actually. But yeah, so that's, there's we could go on this all day. I actually have a consulting job working with Facebook doing specifically just this analytics. Um, it's but the thing is it's not as complicated as it seems. Believe me, it's especially because these things use code like JavaScript, and I mean, personally, I don't know JavaScript. I'm like, I know bits and pieces of it, but um, and a lot of people think that they need to code it themselves, right? But you don't. Um, they give you the code, so as long as you can, like, cut and paste essentially, and read, you can get this done. So it takes a little bit of effort to wrap your mind around what it is and what it does, but it's worth the time because, well, it's not even that it's worth the time. Like, it's a must now, going forward doing business, because you really need to know where your audience is. The way it's going to work now is, like, if you're not using these tools to optimize your business, you're going to fall behind because everyone else is already using these tools. They're a standard for them. Um, and you can't run ads without pixels. Like, I mean, you can, but it's like running a radio ad. Like, the benefit of running ads digitally is the fact that, like, you can optimize for specific people for specific events. If you don't have these analytics tools installed, then you can't optimize for these events, because the only way these things know what's going on is if there's a pixel installed. So that's pretty much all I got. Oh, also, well, okay. Maybe some other time next week I'll come on and show you actually how to install them, where to go and get them. but it's Facebook Business Manager and then Google Analytics and then Google Tag Manager. Just look those up. Just search Facebook Pixel. This stuff is pretty simple. There's a lot of documentation on it, and yeah, so just Google it. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message. Send me an email, Riley@hammersportmarketing.com. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And also, we have an app. Don't ask me questions. Go to the app, see if it's in there. Most likely, there's something that references it in there. We have almost a terabyte of free information on the app. It's called Marketing 101. You can look it up in the App Store. Actually, I think now at this point, if you search Marketing 101, it'll actually come up. You'll see it's under Hammer Sport Publishing, and it's got a lot of free content on there. And then also the podcast plays directly into it as well. So that's pretty much all I got today. If you do like this, please, if you're watching on YouTube, like it, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you're listening on the podcast, do me a favor and leave a review. And that way you can let other people, who might be interested in learning about this subject, you can let them know, like, hey, this is worth listening to. So that's all I got. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.